Welcome. So what are we talking about this morning?
Well, today I'm going to be talking about human migration and how it all started. Well, first of all, do you know that the entire human race outside Africa owes its existence to the survival of a single tribe of around 200 people who crossed the Red Sea some 70,000 years ago? Well, scientists trace the origins of modern Homo sapiens back to a single group of people who managed to cross from the Horn of Africa and into Arabia. From there, they went to colonize the rest of the world. Genetic analysis of modern-day human population in Europe, Asia, Australia, North America, and South America have revealed that they're all descended from these common ancestors. Now, according to a journalist, Paul Salopek, who began retracing the ancient path of human migration from Africa for his Out of Eden project, he thinks the urge for migrants to migrate is coded in our DNA. Subsequently, it is also got coded into our cosmology. It is hard to find a religion that doesn't have, that is not involved some sort of journey. So the question is, since we all have the same ancestors, shouldn't it ease the issue of racism? As it stands, quite a number of people are doing their ancestry DNA test to find out their ethnicity. You could have someone as white as snow with African ancestry. I guess the issue of the early migration of Homo sapiens from Africa explains it. Let's have a look at this video.
Let me just tell you what I did know about myself previous to this result was that I was probably a Western European. Things I've been told as a kid: French, German, Scottish, Irish, English, and maybe partially Native American. I found out today that I am 2% African. I did have an inkling that it might be true, and that's actually why I got the test done in the first place. Any of my relatives would tell you, no way, there's no chance, we're white people. The DNA kind of points to something else, which is shocking for me because I come from a Southern family. All my ancestors are from South Carolina. I mean, as far as like the last several generations. Not only that, but they're some of the most racist people you've ever met in your life.
I also found another video on YouTube which is quite interesting. The father questioning the ethnicity of two daughters and the family's genealogical link to Africa. Take a look.
I have 3 daughters and a son, and 2 of my daughters inherited the sub-Saharan African. Now, one of my daughters, it shows 1%, I think, Nigeria, and another daughter, it shows 1% Senegal. So that's where the strange part of this comes in, the Senegal. Now, my wife has had her DNA tested. She has 0% sub-Saharan African. I show a couple percent Nigeria. That's it, Nigeria. Now, my brother shows Senegal, 2% Senegal. And one of my daughters shows Senegal. So before you get to any conclusions, my brother is not my daughter's father. I repeat, my brother is not my daughter's father. And that's shown through DNA. So my question now is, how accurate, when it comes to Senegal, Nigeria, how accurate is the DNA? It's a small percentage, 2%, but is there anyone out there that can tell me why it would show Senegal for my daughter when my wife and I, neither one of us, have any DNA that shows up as Senegal?
Well, genetics are sometimes full of surprises. You could have 2 black parents giving birth to a white baby and vice versa. Back to the main issue now. Movement and migration has been defining human quality since the birth of a species in Africa some 300,000 years ago. And as the United Nations marked the International Migrant Day on December 18, it called for the protection of migrant rights. The truth is, whether we stay back or stay put or travel, migration eventually touches us because now we are bound together more than ever through global forces like climate change, wars that triggers huge refugee displacement, demographics, instability, growing inequalities, and aspiration for a better life. since migration is here to stay, we have to better manage the issue of movement of people. And with that, we've come to the end of this week's travel segment.